Waves Radio. It is 9:02 this evening, May the 20th of 2018. If you're staring at the screen through msp-waves, the .com/listen, you're going to be able to go catch this animation in its full entirety. Nice little visual. This is a show that's going to have a lot of screen share, so tonight is the night to make sure that you're watching on msp-waves.com/listen. Here we go with the introduction.
We interrupt our program to bring you this important message. I love you.
And now, coming to you from the classiest radio station on the air, this is
Minnow Mayor Town Hall.
Boom. You know, I love that thing. Thank you, Soundwaves, for putting that together. Thank you, Hardik V, for helping to make that a reality as a video. So I want to I'm not really doing technical analysis. I don't know enough about it, but I do like to go start these things by just talking about some recent prices. You know, maybe if somebody is kind of going through these, it'll be fun to kind of hear where we're sitting, and it'll be nice to review. So Bitcoin today is sitting at 8,452. So it looks like it's had a good pump and it's kind of recovered a bit. Here's hoping we're about to go shoot up again into the moon category, but we'll see. Steam itself had a nice little pump just a little bit ago. We had been sitting down here at 260. Looks like we're back at that $3 region, so we're back at $3.05. SBD not quite as sexy, not quite the pump that I've been hoping for. It's sitting there at 222. A lot of folks will just tell you, hey, look, it's only backed up to $1, and so it should only be worth $1. Although I will tell you things like, hey, every other fiat currency or every fiat currency on this planet is backed by nothing. The fact that we're backed by $1 Steam should make it worth more than all the other fiat currencies because they're not backed by anything. In some cases, they're backed by military strength and things like that. So that's as far as I wanted to go into that. You know, we're not taking a ton of time. The thing that I do want to take a ton of time to talk to you about is this little thing called Steam Monsters. So everybody that's in the Discord tonight is getting kind of like a heads up on this. This isn't going like full live, but it is in the first stage of alpha. So this is the website. So I'm at steammonsters.com. And this thing is actually you can buy and hold monsters at this point, and so a lot of you should know something about CryptoKitties. CryptoKitties is an incredibly successful project on the Ethereum blockchain, and one of the ideas is to go sort of mimic some of that success and show that you can go create those kinds of things here as well. So I'm going to show you some of the things that you can do. I'm already logged in. The website just needs one of your, it does need a private key. We don't actually store the private key. We store the private key on your own browser. So it's not like we ever have ownership or ever take ownership of this. We don't want it. I don't want your damn keys. But that's how you're going to log in. And this is like kind of like a Steam Connect verification. So you go through steammonsters.com. The first thing to note is that this is collect, trade, and battle. So this is a collectible card game. I can't actually up the sound any more than, oh, maybe I could. No, I'm at maximum. I don't know why this microphone doesn't go any louder than this. I'm testing. I can put it like literally in my mouth, but this is as loud as this thing is going to go. So if you need louder, then you got to turn up your volume or something, because this is as loud as I'm going to be able to make this microphone extend. So the website, the idea is that you're going to collect these. So all these different Steam Monster cards, they're going to be of different ability levels. And so let me try to share a little bit about the story of this. I have two daughters currently. I'm having a third child. I don't know what child that third one, or what genitals the third child will have. But I have two children, and I see them fighting. And they're wrestling, and it's usually like kind of like puppies wrestling rather than like really hurting each other. But I got this vision where like one of them would rip off a button of a coat, throw it down on the ground, and a giant monster would appear. And instead of fighting one another, they would have these sort of imaginary monsters fight. So the way that Steam Monsters is going to work is that you have summoners and you have monsters, and the summoners will summon these monsters, and the monsters are going to have a variety of skills and abilities and stats, and as will the summoners. They'll also be of a couple different card types. So the way that this thing is going to work is that your summoner will bring forth some of these monsters, and they're going to fight in a tournament style. And we're certainly going to award card packs to the winners. It's possible that I'm going to use some of my witness rewards to go power up these fights. Maybe it'll be a voting thing. I don't know. I might just, I could see this eventually being like, um, people that join these tournaments might pay a small amount of money, and that ends up being the fee, but the fee gets pooled and then redistributed to the winners. If we don't collect like any house income out of that, then it's not necessarily something that's like a gambling thing, because if you don't collect as a house, it usually doesn't count. So there's lots of different ways that we can sort of incentivize this, but the basics is that you will level up your summoners and you will level up your monsters, and you'll choose your monsters and choose your summoners, and these are going to fight. So you can go to card packs, and this actually works. You can actually purchase these currently. The cost right now is $2, and you're going to get 5 cards. There's also a starter pack. So I've already purchased my starter pack. The goal is going to be in the future that it's going to be at least 10. You know, when like Hearthstone starts and you want the starter pack, that's 60. So we're thinking like 10 to start, and sort of for this until the fighting is actually functioning. We're thinking maybe 5, just so that people can start building up a collection. But you got to get the starter pack, and then you can go get some of these booster packs, and eventually you get to my collection. And within my collection, you'll notice there's a 2 around the Goblin Shaman. So if you get duplicates of cards, what you can do is level up your cards. And the higher level they are, the more abilities that they're going to have. And you can either play for free and fight and win battles and gain experience that way, or if you get multiples of cards, you can combine them, and that will increase their experience faster. So you can see that I've purchased a little bit already. Let's see, Zippy's asking me to go drop a link, but here's steammonsters.com. You can get a collection going, and it's going to show, here's my red cards, so a Goblin Shaman, a Kobold Miner, and a Fire Beetle. You'll notice that they have their own flame logo, and they're also silver, so these are the common cards. After this, we have these blue cards, and the blue cards are rares. So this is an Inferno. Here's a Soldier. Here's a Pit Ogre. So their stats are going to be a little bit higher. The card type is more rare. What else do I have here? So then we get into some of these blue cards. Actually, well, I guess I should show all the cards so that you can get a sense. Cerebus is in here, Fire Demons. We have a Serpent of the Flame, and we have a Elemental Phoenix. So the big card that you want to get right now out of the red deck is the legendary Elemental Phoenix, which should be a pretty good ass kicker to go fight for you. And then we're going to have like a Pirate Captain. Maybe, let's see. We'll get a Spineback Turtle. We have a Crustacean King. So the blue is obviously a water theme. So we have the Saber Shark that's in there. And all these cards, we don't see them yet because we're still working on a bit of the combat fighting and the rules. But here's your Alric Stormbringer. This is one of the summoners that's in the game. So we have Medusa. I mean, the art for these things I think are pretty badass. Water Elemental. Here is a Frozen Soldier. Yeah, they can go fight for you. A Mischievous Mermaid. So some of these will have magical powers, and they can do magic damage as well. So some of it will be physical damage, some will be magic damage. This little Mischievous Mermaid is going to go blast you with some magic damage too. Naga Warrior, and then lastly we'll have a Frost Giant. as sort of the captain or the legendary card out of the blue deck. So there's some elements of Magic. There's some elements of Hearthstone. Like instead of breeding cards, you are going to fight cards, and you can combine cards. We don't have like an item inventory, but eventually all these cards are going to be able to go equip items, and some of them are also going to just have like stat bonuses. So like a common card might be plus 5 health, and a legendary card might be plus 50 health. So every single card, both the summoners and your sorcerers or your Tyrannosaurus Rex or whatever, all these cards are going to be able to level, so that as you fight with them more and more, they're going to get better and better and better. This is like, I'm not going to tell this to everybody, but this card is actually an image of my wife here. So this is Liana Natura. So she's one of the summoners that you're able to play. Here's a Earth Elemental. What else do we have? A Stone Golem, now getting a little bit stronger. We got a Stone Splitter Orc. So that's one of the green team here. And who's our big bad guy? Or the big boss is the Spirit of the Forest. So that's our legendary green card. You can see some of the common cards that I've already assembled. But let's go. We can skip maybe to the Angel of Light. So that's one of your ultimate. She's kind of like a Valkyrie type. So you have a Mega Angel as your the legendary of your white cards. Here's a Air Elemental. That one looks pretty badass. This is the summoner, Zintar Mortalis. He's like a wizard summoner for the black team, for like the Death and Decay team. So who's the summoner for the white team? There's my paladin. Is my Defender of Truth? No, I don't know. I gotta go. Oh, this one. Tyrus Palladium. That's going to be sort of like our healing type. That's going to be the summoner for the white team. And then as we move down, this is the black team here. And I got to tell you, the Lord of Darkness is a pretty badass looking card. I need to adjust Discord voice input setting if he's not muted on your screen. What do I need to do? Somebody needs to be muted? Hey, Minnow, what's going on?
Oh, nothing, Aggie. I was actually wondering why I couldn't hear you, but now I figured it out. I think your Discord volume was down, but
No,
not your actual
it's
microphone.
push to talk. I didn't even know you were in here, so I wasn't even talking through Discord. I was just talking through. I was just talking through OBS. We okay?
No, everything's good. It's just that you said whoever wants to talk, and I did have something to share, so I'm just waiting.
All right.
It's nothing
Perfect.
urgent.
Okay, well, I'll get to you. Great. But you're also helping to run the show, so I was like, oh shit, I wonder if there's something going on that I need to be paying attention to. As I was just going.
No, everything's
All right.
good.
We'll
Yeah.
talk in a moment, Manno.
All right, sounds good.
All right. So what else? What else do I have in here? I have Twisted Jester. I think is cool art. So I'll point that up. And then we have some dragons that are down here. So we have like a green dragon there. Here is the blue dragon. This is our lightning dragon. We have a chromatic dragon with different heads. It kind of like it reminds me of a bad guy from Voltron. And then lastly, we have a gold dragon too. So we'll have some of the badass dragons you can assemble that will fight for you. And then we'll have a monster market. So one of the goals here is that as you collect cards, you'll actually be able to go sell them for Steam. So on this market, you'll be able to, I imagine it'll be an auction type where we'll make it so that you can set some thresholds, set some time, and actually sell your cards on an open market. And right now, like that, the way that would work. I don't know how we'll do the bids. We still got to work on this, but the basics is I can pay with Steam. I can pay through Steam Connect, or I can actually pay with Vessel. So maybe it's just a buy it now option, but you're going to be able to go sort of like sell your cards and sell them to other people. And the real heart of this is that there's going to be tournaments every day. And so you're going to line up your summoners, and you'll combine them with the monsters that you want to use and that are ready to fight. And you're going to put them into teams, and you're going to go battle each other. And at the very least, we're going to give you cards. And like I said, it's possible I'll just give some of the Steam rewards that I get as a witness. I'll go put those into the tournaments too, and just sort of like pack these things up with some Steam nitroglycerin and see if we can't get lots of people playing. I think it would be a lot of fun. The game should be pretty cool. You're gonna get like what's neat is that literally everything is gonna level up. There's all your monsters will level up, all your summoners will level up. Eventually, we'll get items in here, so you can equip your various monsters with like an amulet of strength, and even that damn amulet is going to level up as you gain experience or as you add more of those cards on top. So it should be a lot of fun to sort of like put these things together. And I don't know, what drew me to this. So I've been making games and board games for years. I actually had a Kickstarter campaign that brought in $20,000, so I'm pretty pleased with that. And I've been doing this kind of stuff for a while, and just hearing about how Ethereum and CryptoKitties had that successful project, it's brought in $5 million or more. Like that's really successful for a game. But also just like it brought a lot of attention to the Ethereum network. So I'm hoping that Steam Monsters can bring some extra attention to the Steam network. Give people a reason to sort of log in every day and sort of check in with this. Maybe your posts don't earn tons of money, but maybe you can earn like a crap ton of cards, and those cards will be valuable. So just trying to increase other ways that you can earn in here, and I'm excited. So you guys can actually purchase this stuff now. It's a decreased price for anybody that wants to be here. So the starter pack will sell. I'm probably gonna sell it for $10 when this thing goes live. Like like right now we're not even alpha. Like I'm not telling the whole platform that this thing is happening. But I thought I would release this on the Minnow Mayor Town Hall. My guess is that the game will start getting increasingly more functional. So right now you can purchase cards and you can hold those cards. In the not too distant future, you're going to be able to go combine those cards to make them better. I think the fighting system is going to happen before the trading system, although I'm not entirely certain. I got to talk to the devs about what we want to prioritize here. But I'm betting within the next 2 to 3 months, somewhere in that timeline. I mean, I don't want to tell you like this is the exact day, because it's a product roadmap, not a product guarantee. And when I've been saying for months that this thing was going to go live, and it took months longer than I thought it would. So putting a real date on this is nonsense. But if I needed to throw something out there as like what I'm anticipating, I'm probably guessing 3 months, but I don't know exactly when. So that's one of the major things that I wanted to sort of talk about here. Again, we mentioned some prices of Bitcoin, mentioned some prices of Steam, prices of SBD, walked you through Steam Monsters. I'd encourage and ask people, go pick up a early copy of this. We have it for $5 so that it's super cheap for Steamians to pick up. And just tell me what you think. Tell me about your experience. Tell me what you like. Tell me what you don't. What does Serena want to know? Does everyone get the exact same starter cards? Yeah, the starter pack is completely consistent, so nobody gets an advantage in the starter pack. The booster packs are all going to be different. So the booster pack, you'll get whatever. There should be you should be getting one rare card as a minimum per 5-card deck, so that you're getting something that's good in every deck. But the starter package is completely the same for everyone. It's like buying the game. Well, I say dollars. The way that it works is that it costs $2, but you can pay for that with Steam and SBD. So it's priced in US dollars, and so that way, like, what I don't want is for Steam to moon and like SBD suddenly goes up to like $20 per SBD again, and be like it costs you 2 SBD, because that's just freaking ludicrous. So what I'm doing is I'm saying, look, the price is $2, and then we'll look at the market price of SBD or Steam. So like right now, it would cost you zero point 0.6 Steam to go buy this thing or buy a pack. So I don't know. We're trying to make it inexpensive because we want lots of people doing this. We think it'll be fun, and we think it's good exposure for the blockchain to go have something like this. So hopefully you'll pick this up. Hopefully you'll buy it. Maybe not, but if you find a bug or you find some problems and you let me know, I'll get it fixed. And assuming that it really is a bug, then I might even send you some money or some cards as a thank you. So poke around. I mean, eventually I think this thing is going to be I think these cards will actually have a monetary value. You know, you look at like the Ethereum crypto kitties, those things are worth 25, 50, $100. Some of those things have gone for tens of thousands of dollars, which I imagine is money laundering and not actually buying and selling crypto kitties. Like the crypto kitties probably aren't worth that much, but I don't know. So that's what I wanted to show you here. News out of Minnow support. So I want to just give Toriko is giving me a rough time every now and then, saying you need to go provide some news. We missed one of the last group meetings. It was actually my fault. I forgot to go post lots of updates and then forgot my own meeting. We did have a meeting last week, and one of the biggest things that we're working on is the Minnow support bot is this like amazing thing that really helps a lot of new users, but there's also a lot of spam that comes on it, and there's a lot of multi-accounts and things like that. So there's this constant improvement effort to try to cut down on the amount of abuse on the bot so that we can award bigger votes to better authors or real authors rather than just scammers. And to do that, we have like blacklisted thousands of people, like literally 4,000 accounts have been blacklisted, somewhere around there. But what we also want to do is whitelist. So we're working on a whitelist to go sort of in the background. We're going to go through all 18,000 users and put together a whitelist for them and see if we can't get like a really good whitelist to make sure that all the votes that are going out go out to people that honestly deserve them and provide some value to the network, and that we're not just supporting spam or plagiarists or shit like that. So those are some of the that's some of what we're working on. That's some of what we're building. I think that's the biggest news out of the Minnow support project. It's going to be a month-long or multi-month process. That's not going to be like turned around overnight. It can take, I don't know, I haven't done too many of these, but as I'm trying to like go through the list and whitelist, it takes me 20 seconds to verify some of these accounts and really go through them. And we got 18,000, so you can do the math. That's something like 6,000 minutes. So that's what, 100, what is that, 6,000? So it's going to be 1,000 hours. I don't know. I can't do the math all that well. Maybe it's 100 hours. But it's 100 person hours of going through these lists. And it's going to be, I mean, that just takes a crap ton of time. And it's hard to like sit down and do like 10 hours of this, you know. It just, your brain goes to mush. So that to me is like the biggest piece of news. We're still running our PC nodes. We're still building tools to help get auto votes going out. We're trying to improve how quickly those auto votes work. Constantly trying to make Lovebot work a little bit better and support the people that delegate. We're working on better benefits for the members. Maybe we're even going to have tiers of voting in the not too distant future because we can do more with Discord bots. So there's stuff that we're working on. We're trying to improve this place. We're trying to make it a better experience and provide more value to all the people that are here. So that's mostly what I wanted to do today. So I guess my ask, you know, if you got a spare $5, please go buy that game. It's almost certainly going to get rolled back into some kind of prize pool in the not too distant future. So, and like I said, I'll be putting some of my witness rewards to those prize pools and try to get some momentum for this game going by bribing the hell out of people. Yes, you can buy an SBD. Yeah, I don't want your US dollars. US dollars are going to cause like all kinds of problems for this. So it you just bought your cards deck. Do you get a burrito? You get a hug. Let's go hug Petchy. So first off, let's go T-Rep Petchy. Petch. So let's get you a T-Rep, and then let's go get you a hug. Hug at Petchy. Boom. There we go. You get a hug, and you get a, yeah, man, I'm going to have to go through and hug all these people. It's a lot of hugging. But you guys are worth it. At paint, whoops. Well, painting. There we go. You get a hug too. I mean, hopefully you guys think this thing is cool. I mean, ultimately, all I want is for you guys to say, holy shit, this is cool. I heard a little bit of, hey, this will be really addictive. That's great. You know, the goal is to make it so that beyond the starter deck, it should actually be free to play for everything, and the people that want to put more money in can go pay more. All right, look at that. Thanks, Serena. I'm glad you think this is totally cool. Yeah, lots of people are saying it's cool. Hopefully you're not blowing smoke at me, but actually I think it's awesome. I think it's awesome. I've been building this thing for a while. That was Cyberpunk. Yeah, Cyberpunk is pretty cool. What else is cool? You get like steampunk, I think is cool. Like dystopian shit is cool. But you know, at some point, I also wanted this to be a game that like my kids could play, and that I made the last game that I made was like totally. It was a game about it was called Get Some, and the goal was to get laid. And if you got laid 10 times before you got 4 people pregnant, then you would win. And it was not a family friendly game. It was not like a wholesome thing. So I kind of went the pendulum swung back, and I'm like, I'm going to go create a wholesome game. So yeah, there's fighting, but fighting monsters fighting, pretend monsters fighting isn't like the end of the world. I mean, I know I should be more of a pacifist from a peace group, but anyways, I think that people will like this. Hopefully you guys dig it. Hopefully you'll check in. Hey, thanks, Yaba. I'm glad you bought the starter pack and some booster packs. Should be fun. I think this game will be cool. And I don't know. Hopefully it tracks some people over to the Steam network. And not only that, but hopefully people are here and they'll sign up and they'll check in once a day or something, and maybe some of the people that weren't super active now start being more active and do stuff on the Steam blockchain because they got this game to play. So can you submit a ninja? I think we have a ninja somewhere. Well, like I said, it's gonna take us a couple months to actually like program the fighting. I bought my monsters, and I gotta build crap. Like I gotta go set some of the rules of how this fights. But so shit, maybe I'll go into this. Here's my Steam Monsters tab. Here's all the monsters. So the stats are going to be attack, defense, speed, health, magic attack. We're building in some abilities like First Strike, Flying, Trample, Regeneration, Void, Poison, Stun, Rejuvenation, Slow, and Blast. So some good different like unique talents that they'll get. These are the various levels that they'll get them. So like a first level monster might not have any abilities, but as they go up higher in level, they'll eventually get more abilities. Attack is going to be how much damage you can do. Defense is how much it'll absorb. Speed is sort of this funky little thing where like if your monsters are fast, it will make them go first, and it'll also make it so that they're more likely to hit. The more health that you have, the longer that you're going to survive. So these are just some of the things that we're considering and building in and trying to create some reasonably fair monsters. You know, if they're weak in some of their stats, then they're going to have more abilities. If they have a lot of abilities, then they're going to be weaker in stats. And we're just going to build this thing up. You know, we're going to keep adding stuff. Maybe we'll get snarky and put in, like I have a head in a jar that's meant to be a reference to Bernie. So he'll be some badass on this. You know, maybe I'll have an orc warrior named Aggro that we'll put into this and have that be, let's be honest, the most legendary out of all the legendaries in the card game. I mean, I'm just saying. But yeah, can there be an option where you can name your team of monsters? Yeah, yeah. I think that's a good idea. We should be able to name the teams of monsters. Maybe even have make him a furry. Yeah, Agrod wearing a furry suit. Everybody would love that. But these are the kinds of things that we're working on. So you'll take you'll get your team. You'll figure out how many points you can spend to build your team for that particular fight. You'll pull in some monsters of different strength that make for a good team that work with the summoner that you're bringing. Um, the first one will attack the first one of your opponent's team, and if they hit, they'll do some damage. Then the other one will hit and do some damage, and you'll go back and forth. The abilities will affect. One team wins, one team loses. The winning team moves on. The losing team gets some experience, but they're knocked out, and then the last team standing will survive. And any of the monsters that take damage are going to take some time to heal. So if you have like the most incredible monsters around, you can't use them in every single fight because they're probably going to get injured. So it's going to take some time to go heal those monsters. And so we're pretty excited about what we're putting together here, and I think it's going to get some attention. I think people are going to want to play, and I think they're going to want to get money and cards, and we'll see. So that's the majority of what I wanted to go share tonight. Thank you for taking 35 minutes with me to go explore some of Steam Monsters and just kind of what's going on with the Minnow Support Project group. I don't really know what to put on my screen now. Here's my blog, so we'll put that up there. I know that's not terribly exciting, but that's up there for now. And so what's the next piece? The next piece is, I guess I should go bring some of you guys onto the show. And Serena, I'm totally stoked that you guys are having fun with this. I think of this group as my family and my extended family. So I hope that you guys enjoy this and dig this and kind of slowly spread the words. This is literally the first. I know that I've put stuff out there that Steam Monsters is getting created, but you guys are the first ones to actually see this. That it's useful, that it can be put together, and stuff like that. So I don't know. It should be fun. It should be a good time, and hopefully you guys will get rewarded. And we made it super cheap. So $5 is like the literal cheapest that I felt like I could make that starter game, and it's going to go up. So the people that don't hear about it here is going to be it's going to be increasing in price over time. So the folks that heard it on the show literally got in at the cheapest I'm willing to put it out there. So hopefully you feel like you got a good deal for that. So thank you for checking it out. If you guys find bugs or find things you don't like, please give me product suggestions. Feedback is incredibly valuable to this experience. So people that if you give me good feedback, I don't mean like positive feedback. I mean, if you can give me like really good critical insight into stuff that we should be doing or stuff that we shouldn't be doing, or how it should be, how it could be a smoother experience. Oh, look at that. You already got 2 feral spirits. So yeah, exactly. You guys are going to get, I like, this is making me happy. I think people are going to dig this. You guys dig this. You guys are my fam. All right. So I know that Menno's here. And I know that Minnow wanted to talk to me. So I'm going to switch out of the sort of news briefing portion of this, and I'm going to move into, the let's go talk to the audience thing. The one last thing I want to share is that today I played archery tag. Archery tag was a shit ton of fun. I got shot in the face. I shot people in the face. I was like a fat Legolas out there. I caught like 4 arrows today in my hands. So that was freaking awesome. But I'm totally wiped from this experience. I'm so exhausted. So I got an hour and 20 minutes left in me, and then I'm absolutely closing the show so I can go to bed. I also have to get up early tomorrow so I can go swim and get fit and all this shit. So tonight's an early night. We have an hour and 20 minutes left. So without further ado, it is my absolute pleasure to bring onto the show Minnow. I don't know if you know Minnow, but he is a kind-hearted, spiritually minded human being of the utmost character, a fantastic human being, and he has helped bring the music scene on this platform to another level. He has helped find talent, and he helped David Packman have sort of like a nice experience coming in here. Um, Menno's just a great guy, and it is my absolute pleasure to go invite him to the show. Menno, how are you this evening?
I'm doing great, brother. After that intro, I'm blushing. So if I sound kind of funny, I apologize.
Yeah, no, look, Menno's the best. People know this about you. You know, people dig the Menno. So, what you said that you had something that you wanted to talk about. So, without further ado, let's dive right into that. I'm interested to hear what you got that's important that you want to bring to the spotlight here.
Well, this is regarding the music community, so it's kind of perfect that you started from that angle. Obviously, not everybody here participates of the open mic, but a big chunk of the people that are here participate of the open mic, and that's why I thought it would be a great opportunity to talk about this.
So
Lucifer just made a post.
so what we got a couple people that are brand new in here. Why don't you tell us what is the open mic? Like people know what an open mic is, but what the hell is an open mic for Steam?
Well, the open mic is a contest that started, I want to say, a year and 3 months ago or so. It was started by Lucifer from an idea that Verbal D gave him. And it's been going on every single week since then. We're on week 84 or 85. I don't even know right now. See, it's a Sunday. I'm getting too tired. And it's the longest running contest on Steam that I'm aware of. And it is one of the, in my opinion, of course, somebody can disagree with me, but in my opinion, it has been one of the best methods of retaining awesome content creators and awesome users on the platform. So
Yeah.
it serves two
wait,
purposes.
I just want to sit here and agree with you. I also think that's the longest running contest on the platform. I think the Minnow Support Project has the longest running re-Steam contest, but in terms of upvotes and that kind of contest, it's my understanding that's Lucifer, and I want to agree with you that contest has pulled in so many extremely talented people into like there's literally hundreds of submissions that the judges go through every single week. Like that's just a ton of activity that otherwise would have been missed or not happening because they support that, because there's votes, because there's that contest. We get great music and it helps build this ecosystem.
For sure, and the camaraderie, like most people that participate in the open mic are community minded, and that's priceless. You can't put a tag on that. So uh, Serena saying that it drew her in. Same with Zippy. Honestly, out of the people that are here, the musicians that are here, I don't think anybody that is listening right now has not participated of the open mic. Maybe I'm wrong, but all musicians end up participating at some point in time.
It almost makes me feel like busting out my old guitar.
You should, man.
I got a couple songs but I can't really sing. I mean, that's one of my challenges. Like, there's not people that do crappy guitar strumming for their like open mic contest, is there?
Well, I don't know. Maybe there is. I have to say. I have to say, but it doesn't matter, man. It's like I don't know who said this, but it doesn't matter if you sound like a chainsaw as long as you make people feel. So if you sing your heart out, you might be surprised.
Yeah, I can't sing. I mean, I can sort of play a guitar. Like I bet if I picked up my guitar, it would make my fingers bleed.
No,
It's been that
I doubt it.
it's been a while, but I don't know. I got a couple songs that I do enjoy strumming. Maybe I'll put something out there just as a
Yeah,
hey, I'm submitting this not because I expect to win, but because
I think
I
you
just
should do
want to
it.
support the community.
That'll be fun. You'll bring attention to the open mic too. So I think you should do it. That'll be great.
Well, that's what you do, right? Like that's exactly why people love you. I'm like, hey, I'm not sure I want to do this. And you're like, hey, you should totally do that. I'm like, fine, fucking name, Menno. Why not? All right, you win. You win. You're right. You're charming. You're friendly. You're funny. How can I tell you no? You're such a good-natured dude. I'll go freaking do this. Go put myself in harm's way. Here's my
It'll be
guitar.
awesome. Oh, it'll be awesome. I'll be the first one to esteem you.
I had a private video up. One of my earlier posts. So my daughters have this like little pink guitar that's like a 3/4 size, and I hadn't played in years. Basically, I was using my guitar to go get girls, but I met my wife at like I met her in 9999. So I'd have to go think about that for how old I was, but it was like it was pretty young. I don't think I was even 20 yet. We got married at 23 and 21. So like, I basically
You have a pretty cool love story. I heard it the other day on another show.
she's
You have a pretty cool love story.
she's a nice lady. I feel very blessed to be married to the lady that I am. I love her very much, but we've been married for almost 20 years. When we got married in '02. So it's 18. We've been married 16 years. Like that. I'm getting to the point now where I will have been married to her longer than I have been single in my life. Like that moment is pretty close. Um, so like I feel totally blessed and totally lucky, but we have certainly gone through some like deep chaotic shit together.
As it is as life always is. It's never all perfumes and flowers, but I think the contrast is important so that we value what we have. Like, wouldn't you say? Like, if everything was perfect all the time, how would you know when it got good?
No, I mean I dig it. I dig the reality hunting that you have to do when you have it bad to go figure
That's a good
out
way to say it.
bad versus good.
Reality hunting.
Yeah, you got some good ones there. You got some good ones, Zippy. They're putting in these cards. People are buying packs already. Like that's
I'm going to after the show. After actually, probably after I get off the air from talking to you, I'm probably gonna buy mine too because I'm not gonna
she
be
got a
left out.
Magi of the Forest. That's one of the first rares I've seen.
Yeah,
Nice
and
job, Zippy.
especially because my brother's gonna play, and I need to defeat my brother because I've always beaten him.
10
So
packs.
I have to beat him again.
10 packs. You're crazy. Yeah, that's awesome. Look, money's rolling in, and we're oh man, dice bitches. You know what? Maybe at some point because like, all right. What I think is pretty exciting about this is that like if it takes off, I have the ability to like print cards, kind of like a central bank has the ability to print money, right?
Okay.
So like, I can imagine doing something like, okay, instead of doing 25 SBD, I'm going to give you maybe I could go award packs during this show. And
Oh, definitely.
and it's
I'm
not,
sure there's a couple here that would say, "Yeah, I'd rather have that."
well, and it won't cost me money, and I can then put that money towards like other things on the server, and I can
Yeah.
go get more interest and get more people using the like game packs and things like that. Like I could expand that, or people could trade them, and who knows? Like instead of giving you 25 SBD, you might go get a legendary card and trade that for like 100 SBD, and be freaking thrilled.
Exactly.
You know. So
Yeah, you just create a second economy there. It'll be interesting and freaking. And like Betty was saying, if this takes off like Magic the Gathering, watch this watch this just be a phenomenon. Because CryptoKitties was way basic. It wasn't not. It doesn't have doesn't have currently, and it didn't have back then the potential that this game.
see,
Nowhere near.
I think that I think people will get pretty excited. I mean, this is the kind of shit that people enjoy. You know, they want to fight. They want to.
Yeah.
Yeah. People.
The competitive nature comes out.
HZ's lying. Show me it in your deck, HZ. I don't even have a freaking dragon yet. Well, I mean that's the thing, right? Like some of these cards, like it doesn't. In some extent, it doesn't matter how many I print, because they're the drop rate of the legendaries is going to be low, and then even if you get a legendary, like if you get two of the same legendary, maybe you would sell it, or maybe you would just use it to level up your own legendary so that you can win all the tournaments. I mean, there's like we're trying to make this so that on the one hand it's totally free, but on the other hand, people are going to be like, all right, well, I want to win more and faster because the rewards are pretty freaking sweet here. So I'm going to go sponsor some big freaking tournaments. And I have a vision that my first like major tournament is going to be 1,000 Steam tournament. What do you think of that?
That would be crazy.
Like
That would be
if I
psychotic.
gave away $3,000 for this, I think that would be a good opening. I mean, it's not Dota 2 where it's like
Good
25
opening.
million, but You know,
That'd be insane.
I don't want to fuck around with this. Like, I really want people to like play this and enjoy it. And like the winner wouldn't get 3,000, but the tournament would. So like the winner would probably get 1,500 Steam, or not 1,500. They would get 500 Steam, which is $1,500. Like that for the first tournament. I feel like that would be pretty freaking good.
Man, if you do that, honestly, if you put that together, watch this become the new CryptoKitties. Because I don't know anything out there that would do, yeah, that would have that potential to scale, and with that reward, watch this become. It'll be crazy. It'll be craziness. And if there is a bug to be found, it will be found because you'll have at that point in time a gigantic sample of people.
So the cards you can see two of right now. So you can't combine them yet. We're working on that, but we're gonna make it so that those cards can level. Holy crap! You got two. You got the Screaming Banshee, and you got two of them already. That's nice, Pachechi. That's great. That's a good start. Freaking, yeah, it's great. You got two already. That's like straight out of the gate. You not only did you get one rare, but you got two of the same one. I think that's a benefit. And what does this say?
And one is having a
Oh man, I don't know why your key isn't working.
and one you either
Oh, you know
are
what?
using your posting key, or and not your active key. I think that's
No,
that's it. Or you just
I
wrong.
think I know what he's doing. If you want to, I think you're using your memo key. If you log into your account on Steemit, to use the memo key, you have to log in to Steemit with your master password. Then it will give you the option to see your private memo key, and then you can put your private memo key in. If it's not accepting your memo key, it's probably because you're using the public memo key that you get when you sign into Steam with your private posting key rather than your overall master key.
That's probably it.
So, I don't know.
Well,
That's what I got.
anyways, I wanted to. We got well, not distracted. We started talking about a
I know,
bunch of
but
stuff.
then people
important
started
stuff.
posting the images, and
Yeah,
like
and
I
then you
got
got crazy.
distracted. It's like people like my fucking game. Fuck yeah!
This is awesome. It's exciting. What I wanted to share is it's going to be not the greatest story on earth. It's not going to make anybody excited, but I think it's going to be something important for everybody to know. Well, anyways, you know this already, Aggie, but we have a few witnesses that have been helping us with the open mic. One of them is Adam Osbit. You know, he's been a big help for I don't know how long now, but at least the whole time I've been there.
It's been months.
And
He's had thousands
yeah,
of Steam
and
power on that thing.
yeah, and he's been doing all the upvotes and stuff. And for a little while, we had a collection of like Seldal. I don't even know how that's how you say the name, but we had a collection of high, big whales helping us in the open mic, and we were able to be liquid financially. But now it's really come down to, and I'm not pointing fingers. It's just people are doing what they're doing. And that's fine, and I'm not judging. But it's really down nowadays to a few. It's really just Adam, Osbit, every now and then Team Steam, and P Funk. So our beloved Lucifer has been running at a loss for a little while, and he's not the guy to complain. He just he's relentless. He keeps on going because that's the way that he is, and I think that's why I look up to him in that sense, because that's how I think a leader should be. But like this week, and it broke his heart, he had to reduce the payouts for the open mic. Now, as a community that is not supposed to be focused around the money, because it's not, I still feel that I wouldn't let it go, or I guess our promise to the platform, I wouldn't put the weapons down unless I tried everything. So I started to think about this. So this is something I started to think about, and I'm throwing it out there to see to kind of gauge what you think, gauge what people think, to see if this could be something that we could do to help Lucifer not run at a loss. And I'm saying this because I don't want him to power down. I don't want him to kill his stake. I want him to be able to continue doing this for the platform and for the open mic to continue to bless all the people that it does. And I think that if we all come together and we can make this work out for absolutely everybody. So some people know that there's a plugin out there. It's called Steam Plus that you can add to your browser. Um, Actually, if you're not using it, you should, because it's pretty awesome. It gives you a lot of extra information. And not only that, you actually have some extra features. Like you can set up um, a different feed with it. You can set up favorites. There's a bunch of stuff, but not to go too much into detail, but it's an amazing little plugin and everybody should have it. Well, another thing you can do on that plugin is to set a beneficiary. So some people have started to sponsor little plankton. So basically, what you do is you would do your post, right, and right all the way in the bottom it will say add beneficiary, and you can put a percentage and what account you want to bless. I'm thinking that I'm just going to paste it again because people keep on posting cards. I'm thinking that the community could come together and do something like this, right? Which is whoever wants to do one post, you can do as many as you want. It's just really up to you. You can say, okay, I'm going to try to support the open mic. You make a post, you do a 10% donation of that post to the open mic. You use one of the tags I love open mic, and I commit to putting that on my Gina bot and try to find people who are supporting the open mic. And of course, I'm going to check to see if it's true that there's a beneficiary. Most of the reward's going to come back to the user that did that, to the one that decided to be a team player. But a tiny percent is going to go to the open mic account, and that's going to feed the open mic contest and keep Lucifer in the green, so he doesn't have to power down and lose money.
How much does the open mic award?
320 Steam a week.
It awards 320 Steam?
Yeah, it was 320 Steam, and it was doing more. It's just it went down a little bit.
Where did that come from?
Well, for a while, P-Funk was giving 220 Steam to Lucifer, and he was putting 100. But then, actually, first P-Funk was giving him 300, and Lucifer was putting 100, and we were doing extras for original music and stuff. Then P-Funk said, "Okay, I keep on getting knocked out of the top 20," and he stopped doing that, and he now only was giving him 200 because he wouldn't be in the top 20 for a couple of days a week. But now he hasn't been in the top 20 for a while. And this is nobody's fault in a sense, because every witness is in charge of their own career. So if he's not doing what he needs to do and all this stuff, and by the way, I'm really grateful. So I'm not saying this to be a jerk. I'm just saying that I'm not putting the blame on anybody. It's not like I'm pointing fingers and saying, oh, you guys are not voting for P-Funk. That's not the point, But he's starting to only give Lucifer 100 Steam power. So Lucifer has been having to put 200 Steam out of his account to keep the contest running. And he's been doing it without complaining, but that also means that he hasn't been making any money, like none. He's been having to sell his crypto somewhere else to be able to keep the contest running. And I've been sending him Steam power, like I've been sending him 20 Steam every week. I'm also not a huge account, but I'm trying to do my part. So I'm thinking to myself, how can we all come together, right, and do something for him because he deserves it, and at the same time do something for us? And I'm thinking of the win-win, and I think this is it. I think that's a win-win because I commit. I don't have the biggest of accounts, but I commit to upvote people that are using this tag and are donating a little bit to the open mic contest. And I think others will follow suit. I think there will be, maybe the other judges will follow suit. Maybe some of you guys will feel inspired and be like, you know what, this is a great time to reciprocate with somebody who gives so much. So I don't know. I haven't made a post about this so far. I thought about it like 3 hours ago when Lucifer made this post saying that for this week, until further notice, he is going to lower the prices because he had to kill some of his crypto to get enough to pay for the rewards this week. But next week he doesn't know what he's going to do. And I'm thinking, okay, it doesn't matter. I'm probably gonna steam a lot harder this week myself to see if I can help him more. But what about all of us? And I was also inspired by the fact that one of the comments he received, it was a small account, and it said, "What else can I do?" And when I read that, "What else can I do?" I said, "Yeah, what else can you do? If you're a little feel a little tiny account. What else? Do you want to do something? Well, here it is. Here is something you can do, and I am going to reciprocate your kindness. I can only speak for me. If you try to help the contest stay afloat, so that's kind of what I wanted to share.
I mean that.
I'm gonna make a post about this, but that's the idea.
I mean one of the benefits and the challenges of the distribution on the platform being as totally skewed as it is that you could get 1,000 minnows using Steam Plus, which I helped spread Steam Plus when it first got started. I've worked with Studkev on
It's
a
great.
bunch of different stuff. It's a great program, and the people that use it. So like, there's all these phishing sites and shit. Like, and they use like a umlaut over something, or there's like a font where there's an E with a little spot under it. So like, you think that you're going to Steam it, but you're actually going to this website, which is STE with this little dot under it, which you'd never spot just looking at it, MIT.com, and then they go and they take all your keys and they take your money, and it's totally fishy.
Yeah.
Um, and so stuff like that Steam Plus is awesome, and so I use it, and it does have that beneficiaries like you're talking about, and you could put in like a 5 or 10% beneficiary, but I think part of the challenge will be that, like, most minnows that are making their posts are making something like what, $1 to $10. Like, it's hard to go turn that 10% beneficiary into a meaningful amount of money, even with 1,000 going together. So like, you need whales. So I can start pitching in some. I mean, my challenge, and I think the challenge of a lot of people is that, like, like, when you create these communities or you create these projects, like any money that I have, it's like there's only so much Steam that I have to go operate with. It's not like I have 2 million Steam and I can go support anything to the limit. I
Of
have
course, yeah.
I have like 120,000 Steam power on all of my accounts, and I delegate 100,000, 105,000 of it, I think. So like, there's not a lot of wiggle room for me to just like turn around. I do have 2,000 Steam coming back from a personal delegation that I canceled, but my plan was to go give that to msp-waves to go help the msp-waves and get all these DJs out there and the content and the message. So I'm battling, like, do I delegate 2,000 or 4,000 to the open mic because that thing is cool, but I also have this. I got my own stuff that I'm trying to work on. So those are some of the challenges that I think go through the heads of some of the whales that are on this platform. Of, you only have so much Steam power, and we all do actually want some kind of return. So that's part of the challenge. But I guess this is a roundabout way of saying, like, the more that you can focus on trying to get just a handful of whales, just one whale might be able to go, like, support the shit out of this thing, as opposed to like 1,000 minnows. So I guess I don't mean to shit on getting 1,000 minnows. I think it's actually a great plan, and it's good to try to like get their involvement in. But simultaneously, hopefully you can go snag like one whale, because that one whale might do more for you than like the 1,000 minnows, and that's just the reality of a platform where the distribution is totally effed.
Yeah, I wouldn't disagree with that statement. I just don't see why it's not really mutually exclusive, though.
Yep, totally agree.
So if let's just say that if all of a sudden we all get on the train and this starts happening and we are able to make 100 Steam power for Lucifer a week, and no whales involved, just the dolphins that participate of the contest, and all the minnows, which at this point in time is over 400 people a week. But let's just say that
All right.
another
So,
100.
okay. Hey, wait. So maybe
Yeah,
you do like, maybe you make it that it's a requirement of the contest that you start using Steam Plus and a beneficiary on it. What do you think of that?
that's not a bad idea, actually. That is not a bad
I
idea.
mean, if you need the funds, and it will eventually go back to all the artists. It might not be your turn this week, but the people that are talented, it's going to come back to them. So,
Yeah, I mean, that makes perfect sense. And I just thought of something. You said that, and I just thought of something. What if an account could get a Curie vote? And
yeah, LL Farms is sharing that too. Right. So like, some of these little guys, it turns into something. I mean, I think I might
yeah,
I might start by that. Let's go. some of you guys are actually seeing my screen. So I'm gonna go to Agrode, because on Agrode you can see I'm already using Steam Plus. It's this little thing, and it's up here. Um, so this it'll show you your voting power. You can get some settings that are into this. How did I put this thing on here? You got to go to like the Google Chrome extensions. I don't know. Let's go to. He's got it on Steam Plus. What's the name of that account?
Zipporah just shared it.
She put up the link to how you put on. It is a Google. It's a Google Chrome extension. Yeah, that thing. Look there. So there. Thank you, Zippy. Let me go. I'm gonna put this into this tab. So here. So I'm doing this to go support you. I hope that's clear to you, Meadow. So for the folks that
Oh, I know.
for the folks that think this is a good idea, and I'm one of them. Here's your Steam Plus link. Zippy put it in the. Holy shit! No, did you really get that? Did you get that, Clay? I got
Wow.
distracted. He got a freaking legendary. I think that's a first legendary. I'll tell you, I don't have a legendary, so Clay might have beaten me 2-1. All right, so but going back to Steam Plus. So we're gonna have you get this. It's a Google Chrome extension. You can go add this to the website, and then once you're into this, like there are some advantages. So if I create a new post, whoops, and I go down into this post. Oh, hold on. Where's my? All right. So now when I'm here, I can go put in some words. I can type some stuff here. And then there's this button for add beneficiaries. So when I click add beneficiaries, you can start adding. This would be open mic, right?
Yeah.
So I could put open mic here. I could do a 10% beneficiary, and suddenly you have this like sweet 10% beneficiary that's going. So, I mean, I think this actually becomes, if you can mandate this, if you make it so that everybody that wants to participate has to go do a 10% beneficiary on their post, that could be a pretty sweet way of getting funding from the very 400 people that are entering this contest.
I'm gonna ask Lucifer what he wants to do, because at the end of the day, it's really his contest. I just want to be a good ally and a good judge, but I don't disagree with you. If that was one of the requirements, for sure, I don't think funding would be an issue.
Okay. I mean, I'll send some Steam. I don't know if I can do this every single week, because again, like I gotta go fight. Like, do I put 20 Steam to that music contest? Do I go put that 20 Steam into the reward pool for the tournament I'm gonna host? You know, because I'm running all these projects, it's hard to know
Yeah.
where to spend my
Well,
money.
I want to say, Aggie, and I'll say it publicly, by all means, I did not mean to, with having this conversation with you, to put you on the spot or anything like that.
Oh, I don't care.
You do a shit
I mean,
ton for the platform, and you help out thousands of people. So
Well,
the reason why I'm here is only because, obviously we have a big audience, and also you're the type of guy to, I appreciate bouncing ideas off of you. So if there was a hole, if I needed a devil's advocate, it would have been you.
So I think this thing is cool. I think an open mic is worth supporting. If for no other reason than the artists themselves are so freaking badass. I mean, like the content that they create is cool. The music that they create is cool. The content they like, the song topics. I mean, I'm so sick. I drive a bunch, and I'm so sick of listening to the same crappy pop songs over and over.
Oh, me too, man.
And like steamy music is good. It's heartfelt. It's not repetitive. You just hear shit that you don't hear on the radio, and to me, it's so refreshing. And so continuing to encourage that, I try to encourage that with the Sounds of Steam that I do. And we support a lot of live music on the msp-waves in general. And I founded this thing, so I feel like I do help this community. But the biggest thing going is definitely the open mic contest. So I want to help that
This is
kid.
home base. This is home base. That's what I
Yeah.
tell people. This is home base. MSP is home base.
So
You know,
I'll figure
and
something out.
honestly, Steam wouldn't be what it is if it wasn't for, regardless of what some certain uh, critics might say, what Minnow support does for the platform is priceless. And somebody who doesn't see it is just being blind on purpose.
Every now and then I get some shade tossed my way. You're a scammer, aggro. You're a goddamn scammer. It's like, this is the worst scam, right? Like I
Yeah,
donate, I delegate 100,000 of this shit. Like, um, if
yeah,
that
and
if
give
that's the
upvotes to people
scam,
that otherwise would be ignored. Yeah,
like
you're
I,
such a bad
I'm
person.
currently here. Wait. I gotta go find it because I'm actually this one I'm pretty proud of. Give me. Go say something clever to the audience while I dig this up.
Say something clever. No pressure there. Well, yeah, honestly, I don't. I think it was Ricky Gervais who said this. I don't remember word for word. I'm paraphrasing, but it was something along the lines of, "It's always best to create something and be criticized for it, than to do absolutely nothing and criticize everybody else." So, for all those people that may at some point in time criticize MSP, I can guarantee you that they have nothing comparable that they've done to this place.
Okay,
So,
uh, so that was good. I have on my screen. This is my outgoing votes. So I did this recently, but this is my 2 weeks. I made it to 2 weeks, zero self voting. So
yeah, that's
uh,
badass.
so now not only do I delegate, I either delegate or I keep organically on these other accounts that help these projects and initiatives. I got 100,000 Steam on those, and out of that 15,000 Steam that I keep, it's 0% self voting. To and I have 169 people that I've voted. That feels pretty healthy to me.
That's exactly what I expect from a top 20 witness, I have to say. And maybe I'm too demanding, but that's exactly what I expect. I'm like, yeah, because I mean, you are supposed to be, and I'm saying you are. I'm not
One
accusing you.
is
I'm saying
one is.
supposed
I
to be
get
an
what you're saying.
example of the right kind of citizen, right? And is somebody who is what's in it for the platform, and as a consequence of me thinking of the platform, I'm blessed too.
Yeah.
But if you don't do that, then you know what I mean. Like, what is the, you can't have those double standards. So congratulations. I think that's awesome.
Uh,
I
I got a
admire that. That's
I
great.
I got a power down coming on Wednesday, and I'll go. I don't know. My initial thought is 20. Maybe it's 50 Steam. I'll go send something to open mic to go help it. You know what? And you know what I can do? The other thing I'll do too for a while. So while you guys are figuring your shit out, I'm gonna go make open mic my default charity for Dice Bitches. So if I win Dice
Thank you.
Bitches
I
once,
appreciate that.
I'll we'll play again if Dice Bitches or if I win Dice Bitches twice for the next, I don't know, until you come on and tell me like, hey, we're out of the danger zone. I'll keep using open mic as the charity recipient of my Dice Bitches roll offs.
I thank you. I appreciate it so much. I honestly know that we're gonna get out of the little bump. There's just a bump in the road. I know that we are, because we have awesome people on this platform, and because even if you can make arguments for being selfish and supporting the open mic, honestly, you can even make those arguments. So I know that the moment that we start rallying together and really inspiring other people to see, like, look at these, and I'm sorry, I don't usually curse, but I feel like cursing right now, so I apologize. But see, look at these fuckers, they don't go down. They're relentless because they have a mission, and we're going to inspire other people, and then hopefully other projects are going to follow suit, because this platform is going to grow to its full potential when there's enough people out there, there's enough good people out there inspired to support the right kind of things, and they're not concentrated on criticizing, they're not concentrating on the fights, on the flags, and all that bullshit that takes away from the value of this platform. So you might say that I'm a dreamer, like I'm gonna pull John Lennon right now, but
But
I think that
but
we're
you're
gonna
not the
inspire
only
some
one.
people, and it's gonna be great.
Um, well, maybe I'll go talk to my devs. Maybe we'll end up taking some of the money that we get from Steam Monsters and supporting the open mic contest with it, and do some portion of this as charity work back to the block as well.
Well, thank you, Aggie. Like as always, man, you always set the right example for me, bro. So
Well,
thank you, man.
it's one of the best freaking um, it's one of the best freaking things on the platform. So I certainly want to go support it, and I gotta get Steam Monsters off the ground, but after that, we're gonna go. I will make sure that I help open mic. Those people deserve it.
Thank you, brother.
All right.
Well, I'm gonna get off air
Yeah,
so you can bring somebody else.
yeah. So you've just been listening to Menno. You know what I want somebody to do? Let's go play Dice Bitches. But the way I want to play Dice Bitches right now, I want Steamian music. So if you guys, Soundwaves Photon, if you're listening, I need you to send me some links or some music that we can listen to. On that, I don't want to play. I don't want to play other shit. I want to play. What's Steam Mix? What is that, Zippy? I'll do that. If there's an easy way, well, I guess I want like Sound Legion and one of her albums. Maybe I could do that. It's the new backfill. Well, I know it's backfill, but I'm not gonna go put the name back. I'm not gonna like get off of air to go do this. So somebody needs to go play. Somebody needs to give me a link to a song. It can be from them. Where's Nathan? Nathan was here earlier. He's always got music. Where's Swoop at? Swoop's fake news in me right now. It's killing me. But what do I have? He gave me a song. All right, I can go find something from Swoop in a second here. Whoops, don't do that. Give me a moment. All right, this song is called Entropy. It's the Alien Waves collaboration. And let's go. I'm going to start with this. Hopefully somebody sends me another song. It looks like, oh, Swoop sent me. He fucking sent me Wicked Game. No, I don't want to play Wicked Game right now. Unless, is this a Steam version of this? What the hell did you send me? I'm playing this, Entropy thing first. We're going to go with that. And then after we play this, then I'll accept other songs. Can somebody go post the rules for Dice Bitches? We're gonna go play right now. I roll, you roll. If you beat or tie my roll, you can go roll again. And while we're waiting, we got 45 minutes left, and it's gonna be a boring 45 minutes if people don't come on the air with me. So hopefully somebody's like, you know what? I want to go talk to Aggie about something. So let's go play Entropy, and we'll get some dice rolling going. But I'm gonna need another song, so Swoop, Zippy, somebody go shoot me something else. Lily, you too. All right, that was Soundwave's Photon. That shit is always so good. Swoop, you're a goddamn musical genius. It's hard to follow something like that. But fortunately, LL Farms sent me this beautiful, beautiful song I'm very excited for. This is Painting Angels singing a cover of Menno's song, which is Lie to Me. So I'm gonna open that up, and then assuming that there's still some time, I got a song. I got a couple more songs to play, so I'll get to those too. So we're gonna continue playing Dice Bitches, and here we go. This is Painting Angels playing a song by Menno called Lie to Me.
This is a song called Lie to Me, and it's by Minnow. And this is for cover of Steamian, which was created by Petchy. Looking for a reason to touch your hands, searching for the seasons, writing down my plan. 'Cause in my mind you live with me, and in my heart you'll never leave. Let's pretend you don't have to go. Let me kiss you, don't say no. And lie, please lie to me. And lie, oh lies, can set this rider free. And tell me that you miss me as much as I do. And tell me I'm not crazy for dreaming about you. Please just lie to me. I really wanna touch you, but I know that I can't. I really wanna hold you, be called your man. 'Cause in my mind you live with me, and in my heart you never leave. Let's pretend you don't have to go, and let me kiss you, don't say no. No, just lie, please lie to me. And lie, oh lies, set this rider free and tell me that you miss me as much as I do, and tell me I'm not crazy for dreaming about you. A life is light to me, and lie, oh, lights can set this rider free and tell me that you miss me as much as I do, and tell me I'm not crazy for dreaming about you. Please just lie to me.
Well, that was absolutely lovely. So nice work there, Serena. That was just beautiful. So that's Steamian created songs sung by Steamians. I mean, what freaking more do you want? That was just that's what this community's about. Freaking love it here. I don't know. Bernie was Bernie Sanders was making fun of me. He was calling me a fanboy. And it's like, you know what? I'm okay being a fanboy for Steam. You know, I this place has done remarkable things for my life, for my family, given me so many friends, a digital fucking home. I went out and I played archery tag with my buddies for a bachelor party today, and I had a beautiful, wonderful day. And I did feel like I connected with my friends, but I'll tell you, it like a lot of my friends are normies, and it's pretty hard to go connect with normies because all I want to do is sit there and talk about Bitcoin and Steam, blockchains and witnessing and all this other shit. Like I just don't want. I don't know. It's hard to go like the royal wedding. Like I don't know. I put a meme into to meme the news that was we haven't cared about the royal wedding since 1776. Like that's how I feel. That's all I want to talk about. Like I don't want to talk about normie stuff. I don't know. So it's great to me being able to be part of this community and share the things that I want to talk about and just be myself with the folks that are here and not worry like is this going to ostracize me or my wife from the sort of normies that are around us. Man, that feels so liberating. Or to be able to go post whatever the fuck I want whenever I want, and be able to go share that and not worry like, am I about to go get blocked off of this network or banned or my thread deleted or shadow banned? I don't know. So those are the things that were on my mind. We got about 30 more minutes, and then I'm crashing hard. And I don't mean like gently. I mean like I'm going to pass the fuck out. It was beautiful. All right, here's a Cope. Cope, the legendary Cope, is providing us with an Alan Watts quote. Hard not to read this. When a man no longer confuses himself with the definition of himself that others have given him, he is at once universal and unique. Yeah, that's pretty good. All right, so hey, Zippy, are you coming on? Are you going to come on air with me? Is that what you're saying? Anybody that wants to go talk on air can go put a 2 into chat. That's normally the way that I find folks. All right, Zippy's coming on. Everybody wants to hear Zippy. She's lovely. So, Zippy, it is my
Hello.
absolute pleasure to bring you on. If folks don't know, Zippy is one of the like kindest, most genuine people that are on this entire freaking blockchain. And
You flatter me.
I don't mean just like Minnow support. I mean the fucking blockchain, like 1 million accounts. If you guys don't know who Zippy is, she is just one of the kindest hearted souls, one of the most generous people with an angelic voice. It is my absolute pleasure to have you on. Thank you for coming on to the show, Zippy. How are you this evening?
Thank you, Agro. You are in good form. You think you're gonna make me and Menno both cry.
Oh, I
Thank you.
give I I'm just trying to be heartfelt, and I do want to give some praise to people that I think are praiseworthy. I want to share that these folks that come and spend their time or spend their energy or think of others. I mean, um, you're a generous soul, right? Like literally to a fault.
Yes,
You're a generous
yes, I
person
do.
to a
To
fault.
I do,
Okay.
I do know that it is to my detriment. And when we were just talking about this the other day, I don't, I want to help someone who has way more money than me because I think she deserves it. Not even thinking about the fact that I'm, have been 2 months behind in my rent. I think that's just my tendency to, yeah, it is.
So
It's a flaw, but I guess it's a blessed
it's a,
flaw.
it's a, you. I mean, it makes you a strikingly amazing human being. Um, I want to make it is my goal as like a proctor of these people to make sure that you get your needs met too, and I want to help make sure that that happens. But I can't help but like notice that any time that people need something, you're just always ready to like raise your hand and say I'll help. And there's a deficit of people like that in the world, and I don't think it's because humans are horrible. I think it's because the system is horrible, and people react in these kind of like selfish, clingy, hoardy ways. Hoard, not horny or whatever else might have come across, but like hoard, as in one who hoards stuff. And
Well, it's the scarcity mentality
yeah,
that's motivating people and guiding their choices by
so
and large.
but you don't. I mean, for whatever reason, like a gypsy upbringing and you know, there's a one of my favorite quotes in the entire world is that there's only two ways to have enough. One is like the constant conquest to have more, and the other is to simply realize you already have enough. And that's the only two ways. And it's like you set like a really humble guidepost or goal line and said, I already have enough. And to share at that level of generosity is staggering to me.
Well, thank you. I'm humbled by your reflection. I appreciate that. And little, just a little piece of my history. I was married, and I'm not anymore. And for whatever reason, today I pulled out. I guess yesterday I was inspired to, but I pulled out my old journals. I journaled from my whole trip through India and from like the 2 years leading up to my separation with my ex-husband. And I've been in a lot of pain today. And so even though I was trying to play guitar, I couldn't. So I kind of just had to lean back on my couch, and I was like, I'm just going to go through this retrospective. And it's so interesting to go back and read my journals. But I was really struck remembering, because in that life, I was set for life financially. But it's the first time I was really in a deep depression that I couldn't really pull myself out of. And I mean, it was so hard. And I did write, I encountered a couple of my journal entries where I was talking about it. Like, on top of the fact that I had all my own internal stuff that I was combating and battling out daily, I had this crazy pressure because my in-laws had loaned me money to go to school. And so I was in debt to my in-laws by like 40 grand. And so I second guessed every single choice I made financially. I felt like a pauper, but yet we were, like I said, we didn't even need to be saving for our retirement. But I've never felt as destitute financially and impoverished as I did then. So I think it was a really great experience for me to have that and know that it doesn't really matter. It all is based on how you look at your situation and how you decide to move forward with it. But having the money didn't make me happy.
Yeah, I mean, as long as I have a computer connected to internet and some way to get some food, Like I'm content. So I got a quote that you shared, and it got shared in chat. So I'm gonna go read this. We carry within
Yes.
us an unshakable residue of all we've been through, of everyone we've ever known, every dream and disappointment, every might have been that wasn't. We are brilliant works of art, made all the more interesting and vibrant for the spectrum of our experiences. Embrace that which haunts you, for it is what makes you so beautifully human. You're awesome, Sippy.
Thank you. Yeah, that was something somebody over in the Kindness Collective on my server over there. I was struggling a little bit with, how you can't ever kind of get away from your past, something to that vein. And sometimes these kinds of things. This was my response, and it just kind of spilled out of me. But oh, now they're throwing cookies at me. That's awesome. Thank
Uh,
you. I'll take them.
have you ever? There's like the shit. I don't know what to call. Maybe fable. There's a fable of the gentleman in a like group of humans that had the ability to hold out their heart and show it to the world. There was like the beautiful heart contest, and this one person came out and took their heart out and showed it to the world, and it was perfect in every way, designed impeccably, and just like the pristine essence of what the heart is supposed to look like. And everybody marveled at it. And then this old man comes out and says, I think I have one." And he pulls out his heart, and it's like ripped into shreds and like all these kind of bits, not in some like gory horrible way, but just the life that has been lived, the like pieces that have been shared, the parts that he had given away, the parts he had collected to go make this like, it wasn't this pristine heart anymore, but it was this amalgam of all these bits of love shared outwards and inwards. And I don't know how the story ends, but it didn't matter because I got the moral of that like you could have this pristine heart that you have kept pure and sacred and untouched by the world around you, and it is nothing compared to the heart that has loved and lost and shared again, shared after hurt, shared because of hurt, shared the hurt of the hurt, and like done that in a million different ways in a million different times, and kept sharing. I guess maybe the story even ends with the young man like taking a piece of his pristine heart and sharing it with that guy. I don't remember, but have you heard
I
that kind
like
of
that.
thing?
I haven't heard it, but I do appreciate it. I mean, as you can see from what you just read, I mean, it's completely aligned with what I believe. That it's not about avoiding those things that make you stumble. I think there was something else that I read in one of my journal entries. I was talking about how it's actually the painful turn of the ankle that teaches you to walk with more presence and to sort of be a little more aware of the solidity of the ground before you press your weight against it.
So
That
yeah, I agree. After you had experienced that reading and done the work that either your body or your soul was telling you to do, you had expressed that you were under some physical duress. When you had a chance to reflect and a chance to read and a chance to sit, did that reduce the sort of physical pain you had been experiencing?
I wish, I have, my history, and I had back surgery. So I've got two 18-inch rods and 10 hooks in my back, and my spine is fused 14 vertebrae, or 13 levels. And every now and then, I mean, it's hard. I live with chronic pain, but usually it's at a certain kind of volume. And this morning it actually woke me up. And so it's really just like this isn't kind of a pain that's an echo of some internal mental thing. This is actually a nuts and bolts, almost literally, just physical thing I have to deal with. And so every now and then it's like fascia gets caught on hardware. It's what it feels like. And when that happens, and it's always like at the top, the very top of my rods, which is sort of like you know, kind of just like an inch and a half below my shoulders, I guess. But if I move my head or try and use my arms, like I just can't. It basically just makes me unable to function kind of normally. And it usually passes within a couple days, but it's always inconvenient because I'm like, damn it, I can't. You know, I was trying to just ignore it and play my guitar earlier, but that's like that's my right arm, and everything just, it's like I try and stretch it out. I've even talked to my PT about it, and she says she's heard other people with this surgery try describe it in the same way. So I kind of think maybe that's what happens, like a tendon or something just gets caught. I know it sounds gross, but it's like something is snagged on metal, and it's really fucking uncomfortable.
It just sounds painful. That sounds terrible.
It's not fun. But I think part of what I was going to say a minute ago when you were talking about that guy with the shredded heart, as opposed to the perfect one of the things that I'm really, really clear about is that all of the difficulty that I've been through, all the things that, like I think what just came out in that quote, like the things that do haunt me, the things that are so much my wounding, is all of it has built a very sincere, deep compassion into me. Because I've been through so much, I feel like I can relate to so many of the experiences that other people are having from a very deep place of experiential understanding. And
what's the benefit of that?
The benefit of that, well, let's see. I don't think there's nearly enough of that in this world. I mean, it's like asking the Dalai Lama or like Amma, the hugging, you know, the woman who hugs everyone, what's the benefit of that? I mean, there's a lot of hate in this world. There's a lot of the opposite of compassion. There's a lot of judgment. There's a lot of fear and anger, and people who haven't looked at their own shit, kind of projecting their own crap onto other people. And I feel like somebody has to be, I do really think that's important, that there are people who are willing to bring compassion to situations, even when, and especially when it's not popular. Yeah. Mic drop.
Yeah, I'm not I'm not in any position to fight it. I mean, I think my answer to this kind of stuff ends up being empowerment. I mean, I've been through a shit ton myself. Some days it's amazing that like I'm alive and awake. I've seen some shit, Alice. You know.
Yes.
But I think what it ultimately comes down to for me is empowerment. Like without having had those experiences, I'd be still asleep if not an actual antagonist to the people that are trying to heal the world and make this place something better. And so for that experience, I had to get my ass really handed to me because I was that stubbornly asleep. But now that I'm out of it and now that I'm on the other side, I feel like I have the ability to make a difference for other people. And so
well, exactly. It's like the person with the perfect heart that has never stumbled and ached in that soul-wrenching way isn't gonna care about someone who's hurting next to them. They're not gonna feel it. They're not gonna feel it and understand that all pain is shared, that we're all, you know, that we only have this illusion of being separate, that the health of the whole matters. And I think we've by and large forgotten that. I think when we were tribal and we lived in these smaller gatherings and communities, we understood that everyone needed to care for everyone, and with the same equivalence. That nobody was less than or more than. The health of one was the health of all, or the health of all was the health of one. And thank you for sharing that, Kitty Girl. Yeah, the space that has really become more about emotional support. I think that that's what has compelled me to make that space too, is like, I want there to be a community where people know they're safe and they're held no matter what they're going through. And there's so much in this world that requires that we, you know, buck up and show our best faces and be lighthearted and chipper and positive, and that's all well and good, but we also all deeply ache, I think, in those quiet places, and there aren't a lot of opportunities and communities where it's said, here is a place for you to show your shredded heart and know that it's going to be held and received with kindness and compassion and care, because you're safe here.
Can I play Amber Waves at this point?
Sure. I think you've heard this one before, right? This is the one that I wrote with Alicia, and the lyrics for this I worded from the perspective of the earth, kind of talking to, it was mainly Monsanto, but other corporate entities that are just raping and pillaging the earth greedily, and this was, that was this song.
Let's go play this, and we'll come back with Zippy in just a couple minutes here. Well, Zippy.
Something for your mind, your body, and your...
Knock it off.
That was beautiful. That was awesome, Zippy.
Thank you. I'm really, Alicia, I can say it over and over again. She is a brilliant producer. She's been doing it for so long. And yeah, we've only made a few tracks together, but that's definitely my favorite one.
Have you made a dubstep track yet?
No.
Would you be willing to make a dubstep track?
Why do you, are you a dubstep producer?
I'm not a dubstep producer. I'm a dubstep connoisseur.
Okay.
Have you ever listened to Lindsay Sterling?
Yeah, I actually photographed her at Fairy Worlds. Met her. Right? She was. Everyone was just starting to know who she was. Yes.
Have you heard the song Elements or Crystallize?
I wouldn't know them by name. Nope. But as I said, I watched her perform a whole set at that festival.
So she's got two songs that are beautiful, that are dubsteppy, and then there's I'm a huge fan of Bass Nectar. I mean, I don't play these things a lot because like,
that just makes me laugh. His name is Lauren, and I know so many people who knew Lauren before he was Bass Nectar, and I've played so many shows where he's playing. I mean, I've photographed so many shows where he's playing, and it's so funny how much festivals will pay Bass Nectar, and they'll bring him in on a helicopter, and then they'll tell me that they don't have the budget to pay me $1,000 for like shooting for 5 days. Bullshit.
Well, I mean, I can't answer for them, but
sorry, clearly that touched a nerve.
Yeah,
not so diplomatic,
eh? Not trying to trigger Zippy here, but apparently that's one of the ways. Just the disparity of wealth of flying a gentleman in by helicopter and not getting the photographer.
Well, that was something I had to teach all these producers. I tried. I mean, I got it. I helped shift the culture a little bit so that they actually would pay us something before I felt like the wedge pushing a door open, but they would want us to come and work for like 4 or 5 days and maybe feed us and give us a ticket in. Oh, look, you get to come in for free so you can work your ass off for us. It was pretty ridiculous. Yes, give me your rare cards, Veggie. But what I would tell them is, you know, you think that it's not that you don't have a budget. It's that it's a matter of how you're allocating your budget. And you think that your headliners are selling all of your tickets. But I've got news for you. So am I. And try and do your promotion all year without what I'm offering you and all these other amazing photographers are giving you. I just tried to like open their eyes to see that it wasn't just the headliners, but the people creating the media that they use to promote it.
Okay.
And off my soapbox.
No. I mean, you're allowed to have soapboxes. It's fun. I don't see you. You don't seem to get riled up all that much. Is that?
I don't. This riles me though. It was like 5 years of they just like chewed me up and spit me out, and I finally was like, I'm not doing this anymore. I'm not.
Zippy buttons.
Not doing it anymore.
God, don't push the button. Don't push the button. No, wait, aggro. This could be a lot of fun to go push some Zippy. Don't push the button. Don't you dare. But aggroed. This could be so much fun. You never get to see Zippy animated like
Don't push the button.
Zippy.
The not angelic voice.
Yeah. Zippy, I will push the button.
Don't push the button.
It's gonna happen. You know, I don't know. I keep this shit in the back of my head. The challenge, frankly, what'll happen is that I'm going to put a file into my brain that says Zippy Photography Inequity. And I will know at some point that this is an important point, and then I won't remember exactly the context, and I'll use it incorrectly. And I will have tried to say something supportive or creative, and I will have totally triggered you. So just wait. Give me like a year. I'm gonna go botch this moment.
No.
That's foreshadowing.
I'm done. I've expressed it. Now the Exorcist is gone.
You know. All right. So I got 5 minutes left. Then I want to go. I have one or two songs. Carrie Allen
Go-
sent me one, and
Go
Amber
play the
Euchre sent me one.
songs.
So I think I'm gonna play one or two of these theme songs, and then ramble a bit in between, and then play another, and then ramble a bit for a moment, and then and I think I'm gonna wrap up my show after two more steam musicians, and a little more rambling.
Do it.
All right, let's go do
It's
this.
late for you.
Oh my God, I'm so tired. I'm not at the point where I'm like typing with just one hand or just one eye open, but I'm getting there. All right, so this is Amber Euchre, who's currently going by Nugget Bass. But Amber Euchre has provided us with a song called "Love in My Heart," and hopefully this thing is going to kick some ass. But Zippy, later on, I want to talk to you about putting together a dub song. I like
Okay.
having some soft, angelic female vocals running over some like deep while you're singing like "Love Us All" or whatever that.
Well,
is gonna be.
I'll send you the first track that Alicia and I created called Wanderlust. I'll send you that. You might like that.
Okay.
And know that I've got a track on my desk from Soundwaves that I'm playing around with. It's not dubsteppy. It's very Soundwaves style, but there are things in the works. So
Swoop.
maybe,
Swoop.
yes,
Swoop.
Swoop.
Can you do dubstep, Swoop? Because I want to hear this lady sing on top of some dubstep tracks. Can you make this happen? Nobody wants to hear an aggro a cappella. Although maybe I'm going to drag Clayboy on here, and we can go. We can just talk in a falsetto for a while.
Yeah, you guys are gonna talk in your cutie little cutesy voices. How
That
cute!
would be lovely.
Don't-
Absolutely.
Wait, here I have an idea.
All right, hit me.
You've got to talk in those voices about the royal wedding.
I'm happy to talk about the royal beheading, but it's not going to be the royal wedding. Yeah, dubstep.
Just,
what do you mean,
just
Swoop?
joking.
Where's that question mark coming from? All right, whatever. Here's "Love in My Heart." This is by Amber Euchre.
Thanks, Agrod.
You've been listening
Thanks,
to
Agrod.
Zipporah. I'm glad to have you here, and yeah, it's getting late, and I'm tired, so I'm a little loopy. The show's not going to end right at 11. We're probably going to 11:15, but then I'm crashing.
All right. Thanks, Agrod.
Good night. was Amber Uper. Nice job there, Amber. All right, I got one more song that's coming out of the Steamian category. This is a little ditty by Carrie Allen, and it's got her hubby. Yeah, song by me and my hubs with me singing. This is from the Open Mic Songwriters Challenge from way back in the day, is what she's saying. So let's go. We'll pull this up full screen. Here we go. Steam It Open Mic.
Steam It Open Mic Songwriters Challenge, Week 7. Almost there, guys. Week 67, Steam It Open Mic. I'm going to enter in both this week. Everybody else is doing it, so I figured why not. Right place, right time is the topic this week. Looking round all the time, crooked sound, falling rhyme, played the game, made the same mistakes as you. Hope to find what I need, grope and grind, pick and plead. Lord, I'm stuck, pour down luck, take me there, to that place where I can have it all with plenty left to spare. Friends I don't see often as I like will all be there. I'll do the things that I forgot to do that needed done, loving that I'm living just for fun, in the right place. It's a good place. And once upon a time, when I was in my prime, I was there. Though I might place in the big race, all I hope to find to ease my troubled mind is a corner of the floor in the right place. Time to waste, never late. Crimes of haste, heaven waits. Time goes by, time to try once again. Moments gone, just as soon. Showing on, trust the moon. Waste away, another day. Here I go. If timing is the only thing that matters, let me in. Let me be the one that gets there first. To miss the boat, the wagon, or the train would be a sin. To be the last to know just is the worst. But in the right time, it's the good time. Happiness today can quickly fade away, so live it up. It's the right time. You can't fight time. Right now you are blessed, so get it off your chest.